like to welcome each and every individual, again, to leverage the magical arts of positive, we emphasize positive, motivation and manipulation. My name is Mark Boersma, and Tom Kuntz is with us today, and Peter Miles again, and we're in for a really exciting session. It's important that you're keeping up with it because things do go fast. Things do build on the previous lesson, and you do want to seek to become the best student in the world because it is like drinking out of a fire hose without question. So let's do a quick review. So you went through, hopefully, the history of the course, so you have a little bit of understanding about Tom, Peter, and myself. And so you've gone through that. That's easy peasy. Now, in the backstage passes area, this is over and above the course. And so we've gone through what's so powerful about leverage, and then the previous course was leveraging time. So the biggest challenge that you and I have in successfully leveraging is that we think we're busy. So we think we're busy. And so this is an issue. So if we don't go through, so there's additional things in addition to what we cover live, or even, as we're going through this, there's additional things on the members only. So you definitely want to, participate in that. So I'm so busy, I don't have enough time. So it's the number one things that will hold us back from leverage. We need to learn to think about time in a very different way. So that's what the previous lesson was about. There's actually a 30-day challenge that you can participate in. We have 1,440 minutes in a day. We have 10,080 minutes in a week. If you take 6 to 10 minutes a day for 30 days, it'll rewire your brain and how you think about time. Today we're going to be going through the business operating system. It's the engine that runs our business. Did you watch that video? You want to watch the bonus videos? They're very short, so make sure you do that before you move on to the next one. So in today's lesson, it's the business operating system. It's the engine that runs our business. We earn the money we earn, work the hours we work, have the stress and the life balance we do or don't have as a result of, that engine in our business. So what's the biggest challenge that you have? Albert Einstein said you can never solve a problem on the level on which it was created. What does that mean? It means that we create our own problems. There's an absolute science that you'll learn in the course to learning how to leverage our personality, systems, tools, our network to solve any problem that we have in our life. In the DNA for Life, one of these natural laws, there's over 500 we're going to have pieces of them throughout the entire course. If you don't know what natural law to apply this one. It's the 3 steps to anything. It's examination, solution, and implementation. When we do this properly, then we gain leverage in being able to go through it. There are 3 elements to the BOSS system. So there's the DNA for people, and that's what we're going to be going through in the next lesson. So in the next lesson, we're going to be drilling into the DNA for people and how that gives us leverage. Then there's the DNA for business and the DNA for life. In the DNA for people, there's 4 major types of personalities. If you look at primary and secondary, there's 16. If you look at 3 levels, there's 64. If you look at 4 levels, there's 256. If you look at the G on the pain, there's 65,536 possible combinations. In the DNA for business, the 5 areas, marketing, pre-sales, sales, servicing, and client for life. And then in the DNA for life, there's 3 energies, see, think, and do. Tom, you've been exposed to these for a number of years. Why do you think these 3 are so important, Tom, in helping people to gain leverage?
Well, if you implement all 3 of the levels, understand what each one of them brings. For instance, the DNA for people, it gets you to understand who you are, how you work, how you think, what influences you. And then you apply that to the DNA for business, and you look at the 5 different levels within the business DNA, now I can put myself into that position and understand how I look at all 5 of those different levels, and then be able to explain it to the company that you're working with. And then the last one, DNA for Life, is see, think, and do. Pretty self-explanatory. You just have to look at things and think through the process and then go make it happen. So pretty easy, actually, when you think about it.
So, Tom, one of the things that I hear a lot is people, when they see this, they think or say, well, I've been through something like this in the past. What would you say to that if people said, well, I've been through something like this in the past?
I would say you haven't. And even if you think you have, you should always be open to at least taking a look at it and do a comparison to whatever it is you think you've been through that's similar to this. And I think what you'll find out is that this is entirely different, much easier to understand, much easier to implement, and much easier, especially when you're looking at DNA for business and those 5 areas. Just absolutely defines how a company, especially a sales organization, ought to work.
Nice. So we're going to go ahead and hear from Peter in the Q&A as we drill down deeper into it. And so we're going to be looking at the different personalities, the DNA for people, and some really cool tools and systems that you'll be able to use. Again, when we understand each of the 3 DNAs, we gain leverage. And before we leverage somebody else's personality, we need to learn how to leverage our own personality. And so that's going to be really important. So definitely stick around for the Q&A, because we're going to be digging in with Peter and some of the other questions from you that are participating as well. Here's our 5-second pause. Here we go.